Before we begin, remember to smash that like button, subscribe if you haven't, and share this with anyone who you think needs to hear this message. Also, if you want to support the channel, you can click the join button, become a member, and get access for free to the exercise performance course where I teach you to squat, bench, deadlift, shoulder press, do pull-ups, and dips. Not only that, but you will also get the audiobook of the Book of Puck, narrated by me, and also the exclusive podcast for members, the Coffee Cast, where we do weekly Q&As. Now that we've had that out of the way, let's begin. Hello. Clickbaity thumbnail. Of course, the red pill doesn't suck. Sorry. Hate to rain on your parade. How's everybody been? I'm fine. I don't even know how I got to this topic, really. This morning I saw on Twitter again. Maybe I should stay off Twitter. But somebody was again complaining, like, these manosphere men, and you know the drill. Evil. Barnacle Man and, no? Mermaid Man and Barnacle Boy. Evil. It's like all the tropes are being pulled out again, where it's like, these red pill men want men weak. These red pill men want men to live a life of sin. These red pill men want other men to live a life of heathenism and degeneracy and emptiness. It's like, do we? Meanwhile, I can point to an archive of thousands of posts where the majority is actually pretty beneficial to improving a guy's life, be it in marriage, a relationship, or even in corporate. Yet, of course, everybody jumps to conclusions because that's easier. And I was wondering, why the hell is that? No honesty. And then I YouTubed. Is that even a word? Like Google? I YouTubed. Where are you? I YouTubed Red Pill. And of course, you got the Casey Williams Red Pill documentary, which is a men's rights movement film, nothing more. What else we got? Pearl, Peterson, Tate, I don't know who this is, and Destiny. Then Dark Matter 2525, never heard of him. DD Red Pill, and of course, Pearl. Did you see that a while back? Nuke was called Red Pearl. It's like, really? In all honesty, I don't know Pearl. I've never talked to Pearl. I never watched Pearl. But from what I understand, is she is a brilliant marketer. And if I need to categorize her, she is at most, a men's rights activist. Sorry, a men's rights activist with a brilliant Fingerspitzengefühl for marketing, in my humble opinion. And we got this, blah, blah, blah. And then we got Shorts, where I don't know why Nico... What's his name again? Nick Avocado. Tupac, Pearl again. And this guy. I know who this is. I've seen a show of him, but Red Pill is dying, of course. Yeah, of course. Okay, so Red Pill in one sentence. It is, men have to provide value in order to secure mating and dating opportunities. Wrong! Oh my god, that's not even a red pill. If anything, men aren't appreciated for the value they bring. Like, That really was a red pill where it's like men aren't appreciated for the value they bring. Hypergamy doesn't care. And then we have alpha wolf mentality. Remember the last guy who used something like that? Alpha as wolf. Remember that guy? Spanish. Destiny's last stand against the red pill. Hey, he dyed his hair. Cool. But blah, blah, blah. Point being, that when you actually go on YouTube and type in red pill, all you get is either anti-red pill or people who were able to hack the algorithm. Now, I'm not here to point fingers and name names, or point names and name fingers. It's one of my favorite characters, what I love to say. If you can hack the algorithm for views and super chats, go ahead, do it. If I could, with my channel, I would. I wouldn't change the content, not at all. But if there were some magical tags or titles or thumbnails I could use, I would do it. Now, I'm trying with the titles, like the whole marriage thing. That was hot last week. Sure. Holding women accountable is still a thing. It's like, sure, I'll do it. Do I think it's beneficial to you guys? Not really, but if it makes you click and after that you understand that the moon is not made out of cheese and you work out 3 times a week, fine. I will play that game to a certain extent, but not a large extent. Not a far extent? Is it large or far? I don't know. But I'm just a Dutch guy with a goofy hairdo. What the hell do I know? Well, sir, I like to think I know a pretty bunch about the red pill. And tomorrow, maybe tonight for you guys, I was introduced to tomfoolery on Twitter. And he proclaimed he was pretty anti-red pill. I'm like, okay, I'm listening. Like, what are you anti about? It's like, most red pillers are just sad guys who have no success with women. And they complain about it. I'm like, you're not wrong to have that viewpoint, man. You're not wrong to have that viewpoint. But there's a whole lot more to it. And he invited me on this podcast. And I'm like, you know what? Let's give it a try. Let's give it a try. Go in with, hey, I'm not here to argue. I'm here to inform you. That's the best I can do, where it's like, I'm here to inform you, not to argue. Well, he's like, what is red pill? Well, it is an analogy that originated from the Matrix film that people as old as the Soswa forums used to describe the feeling they experienced when they figured out that everything they had been told that women like was actually the opposite. So they compared their experience to that of Neo in the Matrix. That's where the whole terminology comes from. It's like a socialist and like truly reading a capitalist book. Like, oh my God, my school was wrong. It's like, yeah. And now you see the code in the economics. It's like, yeah, that's kind of how it works. You know, supply and demand. Supply and demand doesn't care. No. So I wonder how that will go. I haven't watched anything of him. I assume it's in good nature. And I don't go there to be proven right. Not at all. I don't want to be proven right. No honesty, I don't need to be proven right. It's more like, hey, you say you're anti-red pill. What do you think red pill is? Because when I YouTube red pill, there's a lot of stuff that comes up that ain't it. That ain't it. What would you say is red pill? Well, red pill is nothing more than Nintendo Power for dating. What do you mean? Well, very simple. Guys had trouble with dating or had trouble in their relationship or had trouble in their marriage. And they started writing down their experience anonymously for obvious reasons. And if they are not obvious, I will be happy to explain them. to hopefully get a response from somebody that was in the same situation and could help them out, or at least give them something to try. Because, and this might surprise you, most guys like their girlfriend. Most guys are in love with their wife. They really are. And they want to fix it. Or they want to love a woman. And they just would love to have somebody. And everything they try fails. That's kind of where it started. Seduction community. What do you think the seduction community came from? Just a bunch of guys who didn't know how to talk to women that wanted to figure out to talk to women. Yes, hello, Nuclear. Hello. Sup, Nuke? Godspeed, mate. Good to see you. Sleeper. Unrealized Thoughts is here. Alex Patino. Who else? There was somebody else. Chat of Arabia. Nish. Jean-Simone LaRose. Good to see you. Chico, take the Gundam pill. Exactly. Take the Gundam pill. I saw the Gundam you sent me on Instagram. You're really going to Tom Foolery's podcast? Uh-oh. What am I walking into? What am I walking into? Kate recommended him to me, or recommended me to him. And like I said, if he's like, oh, red pills is evil, I'm like, well, define evil. It leads men astray. I would counter that with, there are men who describe themselves as red pill leading men. Well, I wouldn't say leading them astray. Let me phrase it like this. There are people who interpret, hey, Michael T. Michael, who interprets the information that is being presented to them in a negative manner, making them worse off than they are. But isn't it? Well, I can't help how somebody interprets something objectively. Now, Rolo tells me hypergamy doesn't care. I'm like, okay. What doesn't hypergamy care about? The investment you made. What does that tell me? That women live in the moment. Okay. Good. Okay. Good. Johnny Bravo. Hello, sir. Hypergamy doesn't care you were a great father to your kid. What does that tell me? That you being a good dad doesn't give her the tingles. Now, is that a bad thing? It's like, it's neither good nor bad. It just is. It just is. And when I see Pearl, or who else does that? Whatever. A lot of people, I don't even know all of them. I've seen it a couple of times. Even the Whatever podcast where it's like, here are the stats. It's like, okay. You named some stats. Why are the stats what they are? Now, then you would get to like red pill theory. It's like, then you will get to hypergamy, and then you will get to, well, pretty much hypergamy in all honesty. Let's be honest here. But where the real kicker is okay, then what? Women are hypergamous. Okay, how can I make that work in my benefit? How can I make that work for me? That's red pill. It's like, I live in a blah, blah, blah village where the average bloke looks like X, Y, and Z, and blah, 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 blah. Okay, what can you do? What can you do? Well, work out. That's the biggest recommendation we always make. Work out. And if you want some help working out, blah, 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 you know the drill. Personal accountability program. Jack, you suck at marketing. Correct? I suck at marketing. You know who does my marketing? My clients. I have a couple of them in the chat. My hair looks weird. What the hell is this? Go down. There you go. That's the beauty of having thick hair. It always goes where you don't want it to go. Is that the same thing with thick chicks? They always go where they don't want them to go. What was I saying? I have a feeling this is kind of getting kind of ASMR, which I'm fine with. Why is lifting the biggest one? Because lifting is one of the few things a guy can do that actually makes him focus on himself instead of others, where he actually stops being a self-sacrificial persona and puts in some effort for himself. Oh, but shouldn't a man self-sacrifice? Isn't a man far more capable of taking care of others when he's taken care of himself? If not, I am happy to listen. And we might agree to disagree there. I disagree. I truly think that when a man takes care of himself, that if he wants to take care of others, he will be better capable of doing so. But that's me. What do I know? I'm a goddamn Dutch half pirate. Start by watching Berserk. Berserk, the new Red Pill anime. Well, you know what the problem is, Nuke? As soon as like more Red Pillars start watching Berserk, Cappy hated it. Cappy thought it was mediocre, but I mean, that's Cappy. A lot of people will jump on the Griffith did nothing wrong train, and I am not willing to have that on Twitter. I am not willing to see that. No, I am not willing. Colebug had the best argument though when it came to Griffith. He's like Yujiro Hanma. They're just men who let the world turn to their will. I'm not saying it's good or evil, but they are men who do that. And I'm like, you're not wrong. You're not wrong. Although, yeah, no, he's not wrong. The motivations are different because I have a feeling Griffith does a lot out of spite. And Yujiro is just, man, I'm bored. Gotta get strong. Get out of my way. But I do understand, in all honesty, like if you Google or you YouTube Red Pill and you get marketers, you get people who take from Rolo's work, and they only spout the the statistics. That's not helpful. And then they leave it up for interpretation. For it's like, oh, you're doomed. You're doomed if you're not a top 20%. Like, top 20% of what? Top 20% of men. Which men? All men. All of them? All? How many billion? Trillion? How many people does the world have? I don't even know. I don't even care. I know there are 251 Pokemon. That's what I know. And that the UCS Venator is 200 euros too expensive. That's the numbers I know. And then they throw in your face, oh, but men only care about a woman. No, sorry. Women only care about a man who's 6 foot tall. Lol, men only care about a woman who's 6 foot tall. That would be a world. It's like, okay. Do they, though? They say they do, but did you know that women always score low on, like, perception on IQ tests? So how much do we need to trust that? Well, when you look at Bumble, is Bumble the only method women meet men? You don't sound like a red pillar at all. I'm like, yeah, that's the trick. Because the whole manosphere was never meant to stay forever. The manosphere was meant for guys to get in, get what they need, and get out. And now, people have found a way to monetize the anger phase. Now, I'm not going to say that is a good or a bad thing. I mean, if you see a hole in the market, go ahead and take it. Just go ahead and take it. I'm not going to stop you or prevent you from doing anything. Because who am I to judge? If you want to make money, make money. There's an immoral, not immoral, immoral topic. Had to figure out the word. Oh, it's not tomorrow, by the way. It's Thursday. Apologies. Thursday would be the tomfoolery thing. But nowhere is mentioned that we had a whole section on married red pill. Like, we're not against marriage. We're against marriage as an institution as it is now. And that it has its faults. That it has its flaws. Okay, if you want to get married, get married. Just realize it's a bad deal for you and get a goddamn prenup. James Sexton told you, prenups are legit. So, Jack, what's your reasoning? Why would you do it? Why would you go on a podcast and probably be ripped apart? Because first of all, you're English second language, so you are bound to make mistakes, horrible, tremendous mistakes. Second, you've always said you never wanted it. And you know what probably, maybe, might ever happen. And I'm like, you know what? Benefit of the doubt. Benefit of the doubt. And it can be nice. It can be nice. Like I said, I'm not there to argue. I'm there to inform. Red pillars say women only want top 20% of men. Where? Because that was not the red pill. That was dataclism. Dataclism was just data. And from that data came strategies. And those strategies is what we would consider red pill. Because guys figured out, like, hey, I ain't getting any. Well, did you know that the women in your area tend to go for the top 20% in any area of your life, whether it be in business, sports, whatever? And did you know that since the average bloke is overweight, you can get in the top 20% of looks just by not being overweight? I don't see a bad thing about that. Why is that bad? Oh, but they say all women are whores. Now, my friend, who said that? Because I don't agree with that at all. I have met through my life, all 33 years, some very pleasant and extravagant, intelligent women. Of course, every now and then I play it up for laughs, or like, there are no intelligent women, blah, 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 blah. Yeah, there are. Intelligent in different areas, a variety of areas. But will I deny there are people who say that? It's like, yeah, but I don't care about them. I don't listen to those people. I don't listen to the people who take the stats or whatever and interpret them in such a manner that their worldview becomes nihilistic. Oh, but isn't it your job? No. No, it isn't. I'm not my brother's keeper. I make content because I like making content. Now, you, the viewer, all 15 of you right now, apparently appreciate my content and therefore gives me feedback that I should continue making this content. I have had many people thanking me for my fitness and diet advice, which to this day I'm very thankful for. I've gotten to the point where people pay me to help them out with their fitness advice. There's even people who I've helped with dating advice, even though, like, every now and then, like, I miss the mark. I miss the mark tremendously. Look at my goofy hair. You think I wouldn't be more successful if I'd just cut the hair? I wouldn't want to. And I mean, I got something nice going. So why would I bother? The problem is, Jack, you can't leave well enough alone. People will always seek advice, guidance, and validation. That's why the manosphere still exists. Yeah. The thing is, the manosphere doesn't exist. The manosphere was a term to lump us all together, the best and the worst of us, and especially the worst of us, because then they could judge us by the worst of us. That's what you see now with Pearl. Not saying Pearl is bad, but everybody all of a sudden who's Red Pill is a friend of Pearl. It's like, I've never met Pearl. Rolo doesn't even like Pearl. Is Rolo Red Pill? He is the man who wrote the book on what the strategies, or, well, why the strategies were called into existence. The theory. And then you have the forums and the game, and that's the practice. Why does all of that work? Well, here's why. There's even like his final chapter in book 2. It's my favorite book of his. A New Hope. Like, it's a new hope. Cross the Rubicon. There are people who don't cross the Rubicon, and then you get the whole anger face stuff where it's like, it's all hopeless. It's like, really? Really? Is it hopeless? Like, my biggest example will always be Rob. The man is 5'4". 5'3"? 5'4", sorry. The man is 5'4". Has 3 women in rotation. He's 50. Older. It's like, no. We look at the odds and tell you, never tell me the odds. We're the Han Solo of the group. I still believe I should be named an honorary Gen Xer, just for the sole purpose of that, for the sole reason of that. Nation is judged by its worst example, pretty much. Pretty much. So all in all, the whole topic of today was a bit clickbaity, where it's like, Red Pill sucks. It's like, well, what people view as the Red Pill sucks. But in all honesty, I am still glad to this day that I found it. I am glad to this day that I found it. Even in work, things like that. Although I've been getting more mellow with certain things, where it's like, you get too old to fight. Makes sense. It's like, let it be. Let it be. I'm turning into Rob. I don't mind. Don't mind at all. Like the Agent Musashi, where it's like, as long as you still know how to use it, you're fine. Yeah, fair. That's why I like the man bun so much. Like, gives me the Musashi vibes. And unfortunately for me, Vagabond, the manga, never got animated. Vagabond isn't even done yet. It's still running, which is a shame. Well, it's not per se a shame, but it's like, do I really have to go through all 100 chapters to get to the story? It's like, yeah, you probably will. You probably need to. It's like, can't you just animate this like Vinland Saga, which is also amazing. Vinland Saga is so cool. I have no enemies, but like the whole, this is something Dragon Ball Super does not understand, and I will die on that hill. Dragon Ball Super, even though I watched it and I was entertained, it is a quick cash grab, especially during the Tournament of Power. It is nothing more than nostalgia bait, and it doesn't work. And here's why. All the iconic moments you remember from Dragon Ball Z, we remember because they were built up to. We were dragged along the story to get to the pinnacle. Like in Tournament of Power, all of a sudden, there's just so much garbage that happens there. Oh, look, here's a reference to the Boo saga. Here's a reference to the Cell saga. Here's a remember Final Flash? I remember Final Flash. It's like, fuck off. And especially the latest film, which one was that? Dragon Ball Super Superhero? Where Gohan gets a new form. And the transformation in that form is the exact same thing as what happened when Gohan turned Super Saiyan 2. But the thing is, when he turned Super Saiyan 2, it was built up to. It was built up to. Like, we went on a journey with that character as a fucking kid who was thrown into battles with murderous people as young as 5 years old. And he only got to turn Super Saiyan 2 because he got anger outbursts, and his dad misinterpreted those outbursts as something he wanted to. But then you learn the character, and you're like, no, the character has always been pretty passive unless his friends needed aid. But a lot of writers these days don't get the same as Star Wars. Same as Star Wars. It's like, reference. It's like, no, that doesn't work like that. The reference is only a reference for you people because it mattered in the story. Write a story. People can't do that. It's like they would make a Berserk sequel, and out of nowhere, just for member Barry's sake, oh, remember the eclipse? Remember that? I do. That was not fun. But in the original Berserk, it was part of the story. And Dragon Ball Super didn't have a story. Not really. No honesty. It tried, but it didn't really. It did not really. Or it had shitty writers, I don't know. Oh, what about Ultra Instinct? They fumbled the ball on that one. All right, it's dumb o'clock in the morning for me. Gotta go to bed. Be safe, lads. You be safe, sleeper. Honor your name, sir. Honor your name, sleeper. Has the monetization gone yet? I don't think it has. Wow. An episode without swearing. Also, Goten was wasted. If Trunks had the sword, Goten should have had the power pole. Yeah, pretty much. But Goten and Trunks were wasted. I thought about that a while ago. Remember that Goten and Trunks did both not have a tail? But what if they had? That would have been a great little story arc. Where it's like, oh, Goten and Trunks still have the tail because they're half Saiyans. But what if they both turned into an Ozaru? Like the Great Ape. And of course, Gohan knows, cut off his tail and it's done. But then you would have a great character moment where Vegeta had to cut off his son's tail. And that would have been character development because then Vegeta would have been confronted with his old legacy versus his new one. And that could have been character development where it's like, will he let go of the past and cut off his son's tail, or will he let his son keep the tail and destroy his new heritage, which is Bulma? Character. Woohoo! I know, right? Nobody ever thought of that. Do you know, by the way, why they don't have tails? Do you know why they don't have tails? Because Toriyama forgot. I'm not kidding. I'm not kidding. He forgot. Speaking of tails. Uh-oh. Ruh-oh. Ruh-oh. Shaggy. But that was my ASMR rant. My ASMR rant about kind of what's going on. What's this? Oh well. Not much. Actually, didn't Toriyama abandon DBZ after Frieza? No. He finished the whole thing. No, Toriyama did the whole thing. It was after the Frieza saga, where during the Cell saga, his editor started to meddle with things. That is true. But he still had the end say, kind of thing. And in all honesty, Toriyama fixed that brilliantly. The Cell saga is it's interesting because it has twists and turns, and it works well with the blah, 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 time travel. I was like, oh, okay. And yeah, there are loopholes, but who cares? It's an anime. Just watched the 7th episode of Star Wars Ahsoka. Pretty good. It's not bad. It's not great, but it's not bad. And I have some issues with Thrawn, but all in all, it's watchable. It's viewable. But I can't wait to have something more. I don't know. Like I said, I watched the new Castlevania and it was absolute garbage. The new Castlevania is not worth it. That was me saying that. There were moments where I was like, okay, that's pretty cool, but then they throw in identity politics and it's like, oh god. Really? Why? Well, because the studio told us, I guess. I don't know why. Oh well. 23 people watching. Please smash the like button. Subscribe if you haven't. And by the way, my 15 lessons of Puck, that video did very well. For people who don't know and who are here because of that, and you listened to it and you liked it, there's a whole bunch, the whole book, 15 lessons isn't the whole book. That's just chapter 1. There are, I don't know how many chapters. Hey, Stony PT. Hello. But if you have listened to that and you liked it and you want the whole thing, you can support the channel, become a member by clicking the join button. And there you will find the whole book. Is there anything else I wanted to mention? Stone, did I wanted to mention something else? Can't remember. Share the Puck link on Facebook. On Facebook? Really? Watching more K-drama shows now. There were a couple of good Korean dramas. Like I watched 2. Oh, damn. Storm just broke out here. John Smith, I am not going to share the Puck link on Facebook because it's a members only thing. So I will keep that to members only. What was it? Oh yeah, The Glory, which is the Glory is a Korean drama about a girl who got like bullied in not high school, but the one before that, middle school. But she was like burned with a straight iron. It's dark. It's dark. And she gets revenge on all her high school bullies, but she gets revenge in a way that is legal. So she discovers that all these people have their issues and blah, 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 and cheating on their spouses, having a secret drug addiction, money laundering, you name it. And she very carefully brings that all to light. And it is dark, it is brilliant, and pretty psychotic. Been going back to 90s anime, partially for nostalgia, but also because it's enjoyable to watch. It is. I like the 90s more, although 80s has Vampire Hunter D, which I still need to watch. That animation in Vampire Hunter D is amazing. That is just great artwork. Ghost in the Shell, 80s or 90s? I want to say 80s. I think it's 80s. I like the original DB way better than DBZ, GT, RAF. Yeah, the original Dragon Ball is a more wholesome story about a small kid going on an adventure, which is great. It's based on Story to the West. Story No? Journey to the West. Journey to the West. Vampire Hunter D. That's pretty good. Yeah, it is. It is. Emperor of the Sea follows the story of a man and his friends starting out as slaves, then getting their freedom to fall again, and sold as gladiators in Mongolia and fighting freedom again. Oh, that's pretty brutal. Pretty brutal. I liked Samurai Champloo. That was pretty good. There's another one I watched. Can't remember. Akira. I watched Akira when I was younger, and I think I didn't understand it. I am pretty sure I didn't understand it. Let me rephrase that. Perfect. Oh my God. Unrealized thought. That's a good one. Perfect Blue. Perfect Blue is such a psychological thriller. Recommended 8 out of 10. 8 out of 10. Like 8 out of 10. I love that playing card wall hanging behind you. Do you mind sharing where you got it? Where did I get that thing? I Googled wall decoration. Yeah, I Googled, I think I remember Googling something, wall decoration, playing card, wall decoration. It's, I believe how I did it. Hey, it's Captain Kapow. No one understands Akira when it came out. Yeah, but I was very young when I watched it. 8 or 9? Yeah, it was on TV. Sue me. Weren't your parents there? Sir. Sir. Don't you know who I am? Were your parents there? Of course not. Did you know Dragon Ball Z was inspired by Journey to the West? Yeah, I know. I know. But I need to give Akira another go. Give it an honest go where it's like, okay, what are you really about? But because it's after the bombing, right? It has some real world references. Like I said, it's been ages. It's been ages. Yeah, I just Googled playing card wall art. Found it. Good. I prefer these cards though, in all honesty. That's me. That's me. But we're driving off into banter again, which is fine. How about Latin? Serial experiments predicted the rise of and addictive nature of social media and helping reminisce slice of life. No, never. Shadow Sonata? One Piece. Look, I got to episode 176 or 167 of One Piece. One Piece is not bad. It's pretty entertaining. The real life series I couldn't get into. I turned it off halfway episode 2. I'm sorry. It's like I like the work that I put in. It's like I appreciate it, but it's like I just couldn't get into it. It works so much better as an anime. Just leave it an anime. You know, do a remastered version of it and be happy about it. Steam Boy, Rocket Boy. Don't you mean Rocket Boy? That's even the 80s. That's even the 80s, I believe. Or what was it? Astro Boy. Not Rocket Boy, Astro Boy. Was he an anime? Can't remember. I really cannot remember. Astro Boy. Damn. Damn. So what did we went through today? We went through what happens when you Google and YouTube red pill. We kind of concluded why people say red pill sucks. There's also another reason. That is because people know what it is, but for marketing sakes, just say they hate it. They don't want to know the truth. They want to be disingenuous about it. It's the same thing as it's not yours, it's just your turn. Everybody knows what it means. But it's cool and edgy to say, oh, these evil red pillars just just never are afraid to forever fall in love or blah blah blah. It's like, oh god, really? We're beating this horse again? Oh, of course, because it's still breathing. Sorry about that. I always love that Bill Burr thing where he like shouts away from the mic, and I hope I didn't blow up anybody's eardrums with that. But tell you again, she's not yours. It's just your turn. It's turning unhealthy attachment into healthy detachment. It's like, oh, she's our own human being with thoughts, feelings, and emotions and ability to make a choice. And that's where you get to the texting is for logistic is outdated advice, Paul. But we already talked about that, where it's like, no, it's not literal. It's keep in mind that texting is for logistics and that important topics are discussed over phone conversation, because texts leaves a lot of things open to interpretation, and you would not want that. You would not want that. Yeah. Is there anything else I wanted to discuss? I don't think so. Well, then we're gonna wrap it up. Bum, bum. Everybody, thank you for watching. Hit the like, subscribe if you haven't. Comment down below your thoughts of this show. If you need any help in the gym, help me help you. There are a couple of my former clients and current clients in the chat who will be happy to answer some questions for you if you have them. Personalized diet plan, personalized training program, private Discord, weekly form checks, and a monthly consultation. We just had the September consultation this past Saturday. It was a good success. What else? Audiobooks, plug those. Mr. Tren Lawrence. Tren Lawrence. How's your hound, your death hound? When am I coming to Vegas? That is a good question, with an even better answer, which I shall not give yet. Bum, 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 bum. Oh, audiobooks cover from Black Label Logic, Gendernomics audiobook bundle. You can get that there. 50 Shades of Game, all 3 books, narrated by me, written by Troy Francis, you can find here. And then Approach Her Like Chad and Text Game Mastery, written by Troy, narrated by me. You can find that here. 7 Laws of Seduction is coming out soon. But all jokes aside, Glenn, I'm not completely sure when. I know when I'm going to the States. I'm not sure when I'm in Vegas, but I'll keep you guys posted, and then you can make all the content in the world, which I know you would want to. Depending on if Paul Bauer leaves anything left of you. When is that? Is that this week? The Great Manosphere fight? Let me post a link in the chat. Glenn, if this is not your pinned tweet, I swear to God, it's not your pinned tweet. Why is this not your pinned tweet? Where's Come On Man Paul? Gotta have it pinned. Yeah. Get your tickets. Okay. If you want tickets to the fight, load. You can get your tickets here to the fight of the Manosphere Century. Paul Bauer versus Tren Lawrence. Here I am making jokes about Glenn. Meanwhile, this man can rip me in half. Aww. Jack Napier, you are likable in ways boomer house husbands or guys pandering to OnlyFans can never be. I saw Aaron on the pod, no joke, the panelist pandering for 6 hours. Oh, to OnlyFans girls. Well, was he pandering or was he being charming, SJ? Because in my humble opinion, a girl with an OnlyFans is just a girl. Now, I would marry her. Matter of fact, I would marry very few people. But I wouldn't consider her as a serious relationship either. But I'd still consider her a human being. Like, Just because she has an OnlyFans doesn't mean you cannot be charming. That doesn't mean you cannot be decent. It's just a human being who made choices. It's like, oh, you have an OnlyFans. So how's that working out for you? Oh, you were able to make a living off of it. Oh, that's pretty neat. Nice. You know Chad Elkins? Oh, Chad Elkins. Yeah. He's a CPA from Chicago. He helps cam girls with their taxes. Like, let me know and I'll hit you two up. Oh, really? It's like, yeah. Like, depending on, like, if you can make a living out of it, it's like, yeah. The guy panders, poor Aaron. I thought his head was about to explode. The panelist girlfriend yelled at him on whatever. No, Cappy was on whatever podcast. Oh my god. No. Oh, Cappy. No, Cappy, no. 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 Please, no. I know he was on Fresh and Fit, but that's a while ago. Nah. Cappy wouldn't do that. Cappy wouldn't leave his house. Cappy wouldn't leave his house. A girl with an OnlyFans is just a girl. Lol, I agree she's still a human being, but dude, it's like, yeah. Unrealized thoughts, chill. I mean, nobody's forcing you to date her. Nobody's forcing you to marry her. That's all I'm saying. They're human beings. Oh, the panelist was no Aaron. Oh, like that. Okay. I don't think that's very controversial to say. It's like, oh, they're just human beings. Treat them normally. Nuke is a blessing when it came to that. He was on the podcast I shall not name. I thought you were dating Tori. Yeah. Self high five. Check me. I am. Like, but that doesn't change the fact that I treat humans with decency. It's like, oh no, you're dating somebody. Now you can't treat humans with decency. Of course not. They have their own lives. Just joking. I was worried, unrealized thoughts. I was almost worried, like, oh God. Uh-oh. We got one. We got one in my chat. No. Have Rob and I not taught you anything? Damn it. But, Nuke was on some podcast with girls as well. And there were a couple of... One girl was even in the corn industry. Ah, big ups, man. One of the few legit guys. Just a normal human being with a blue Yeti and long brown hair. At least I'm a natural brunette. You know who you are. That is a bit of an inside joke that a lot of people won't get, but the people who need to will. What was I about to say? Oh yeah, what's in the corn industry? Whatever. Wait, how far are we in? I can say porn. There goes the monetization. We have it. But this girl was in the porn industry, and Nuke was just very like, oh really? How long have you been doing it? Oh wow, so long? Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Oh, interesting. How do you get into that? Don't want to know if you really want to ask that, though. Like, maybe you don't want to ask that. I don't even remember if he asked that, but more like, whoa, member for 24 months. Thanks, Chico. God damn, that's a whole 2 years. Thank you very much, sir. And very successful client of mine. But it's like, oh, wow. He just, like it was a normal job. But what that does is that it shows you guys, the audience, how to just have a normal basic conversation instead of finger wagging because some girl does something you don't like. Like, as long as she's not your girlfriend or your wife, and I've said this before and I will say it again, she doesn't know you. She doesn't know you. So you can hold her accountable all you like, but if she doesn't know you... Plus, accountability, attention, affection, the other one, commitment. Attention, affection, commitment. That's all the tools you have. So, yeah. Alex Patillo for the $10. Thank you very much. And there goes the monetization tip. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. I appreciate that, sir. You can still judge her, but keep your opinions to yourself. Have we taught you nothing? Never judge them. Just be like, you don't know where they came from, man. You don't know where they came from. And I'm not sitting here saying, oh, wife them up. Whoa, 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 whoa. I never said that. I never said that. Never. Just saying, don't be judgmental. Maybe you can get something out of it. As Rob once said, I'm not marrying them. I'm just fucking them. This is the closest I get to Rob. But yeah. I mean, inshallah, do what you want. Don't eat paint. Not telling you what to do. Just telling you what I would do. Just treat them like a normal human being. But that's me. Apparently we can't do that anymore because God judges all. Smiteth the zealots and sinners for swallowing the red pill. Yada, yada, yada. You pull lol, never seen red pill rage, and guys pull. There's a method to no madness. Sir, there is a method to my madness. Anybody who knows me knows that. Where it's like, look, he's mad, but he's not an idiot kind of thing. Sometimes it's the other way around, but either or. But thank you, SJ. I appreciate it. Also, Jack, OnlyFans girls are now in debates for some reason. I don't know why. I don't know why. Maybe it gets clicks. It gets clicks. I mean, I noticed that show I did with Tori while she was sitting next to me. All of a sudden, I get 600 views on that and counting. Like, you guys are hopeless. That's all your fault. And that's why Ryan tells you, hate your audience just a bit. Because, of course, I can't always have her on, you know, like time zones, things like that. She's not always here. I'm not always there. But also, I like doing this either solo or with other guys because that's what the channel was meant for. But if I were to pander to what gets views, I would have to go a whole different route and not stay true to myself. And I know that sounds very, how do you call that? Very hocus pocus. No, woo-woo magic. But yeah, make the content and the audience will come. That's what I'm a big proponent of. I mean, we opened Pokemon cards on this channel, damn it. I had a whole conversation last week with one of the most savage moderators known to married red pill, and all we talked about was Pokemon. So, you know, life is pretty good. And here is Alex Patillo with another $10. Thank you very much, sir. I appreciate that. I'm not going to have ladies' night, Marty, like another content creator. I will not. Alex Patillo for the $10. I appreciate it, sir. The problem with some guys is that they would love to get that poon, but are unable to, so they judge. Seriously? Learn to be charismatic. That's what Nuke does. Exactly. Go to Nuke. Nuclear Caudillo. I'm a plug Nuke. Nuclear. Am I writing this wrong? No, I am writing it wrong. Uh-oh. Oh, yeah. Damn, I was writing that wrong. Get Nuke to 1,000. He earns it. If 1/3 of you just go there, do it. But no, Marty, I will not have a ladies' night. El Cadillo. Yeah, I still don't know. Like, is it Cadillo or Caudillo? I like Cadillo. It has a more ring to it. I don't care. We named him all kinds of things behind the scenes, so oh well. Wait, did I miss a super chat? No, I didn't miss a super chat. That was Gico, 24 months for a member. Thank you very much. Alex Patino for the $10. Thank you very much. And Alex Patino for another $10. Thank you very much. I'm not going to name all the links again. I'm just going to put the one in for the personal accountability program because I like training you guys. Bum, 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 bum. And then I'm going to wrap it up because I do have to go. I have to see a man about a horse, which means I have to pick up the old man. So, Alex, thank you very much for the super chats. Really appreciate it. Gico, thank you very much for the 24 months of support. Marty, Alex, Gico, thank you very much for being members. I really appreciate it. And I'll see you guys Thursday. Let's do Thursday again, shall we? I'll see you guys then. Cheers.